Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well today. It's a nice Saturday afternoon here in Southern California, and I hope you're having a nice day as well. Today's practice, you'll need a block or a pillow or maybe a rolled up towel. You'll need a blanket. This is a yoga blanket, but if you don't have one, you can get 2 bath towels and lay them on top of one another and then start to roll them up real tight, real tight, like you're making a real tight burrito. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay on this on our back and put this little towel bolster that we've made under our spine, and then we're going to open our chest up. So we spend most of our living hours, even sleeping hours, with your shoulders rotated inward, meaning palms down. So this is a nice opportunity to give our body some balance and do the opposite. Open our palms and give the chest a nice opening. So this forward posture with the shoulders and the forward head is a big epidemic in our society. So we'll be working on that a little bit today, and then the core, and we'll see where our practice leads us. So first I'd like you to come onto your mats, please. Let me move my zafu. And have your little bolster, makeshift bolster there, and I'd like something supporting the head. So let's come on this. So I'd like you to put your tailbone on the bolster so that the whole spine is supported, and then you're going to lay back. And notice if I didn't have a support under my head, my neck would be totally hyperextended, which is not good for your neck, nor is it safe. So you're going to put a pillow, a block, something. The height of the block or the pillow should be so that your forehead is level with your chin. So we're trying to get out of this forward head posture, so you don't want it too high. You want it just about right, that Goldilocks spot. Not too hot, not too cold, but right in the middle. So that's what we're looking for. I'd like you to bring your feet wide to the mat. Now you could, let's go back a minute. You can keep your feet just extended out like mine are. If you'd like, you can widen the feet and let the knees knock. So you choose what feels best to your body today, right now. Then what I'd like you to do is take your palms and your arms and bring them right by the side of your body so that you can feel your underarm right close. And then notice what you feel in the chest, in the front of the shoulders. Just take a notice. Do you feel a stretch there? More than likely you do. So anyway, I want you to close your eyes and start to settle down. Let gravity start to settle your body down. And I'd like you to gently take a deep breath into your belly. So if you're new to my classes, let's take your arms out of the position they were in and put your hands on your belly. And I want you to inhale and breathe into the hands. Feel the belly rise. And then a long, slow exhale and feel the belly soften. Nice, slow breathing. Deep breath in. Breathe into the hands on the belly. Pause at the top. And then a long, super slow breath out. And feel the belly subside. So just with the motion of the breath. Inhaling, the belly rises up. You pause. And then exhale, the belly subsides back down. Now, if you've got that nice belly breath, that diaphragmatic breathing, now bring your palms to your side. Inhaling into the belly. And exhaling. See if you can feel your lower back starting to lengthen towards the mat down. Feeling heavy in the low back. And inhaling, breathing in the abdomen. And then exhaling, noticing the low back as it lengthens and softens towards the little bolster. And keep breathing like that, a few more breaths. Can you hear your breath? One more like that. Now take your arms, everyone, and widen them out. Maybe like an upside down V shape right now. Now I want you to bring your breath. You want to start it in the lower abdomen and then bring it up to the lower ribs. So that when you inhale, you're feeling your belly rise and yet you're expanding the rib cage out. So let's try that. Deep breath in. Bring it up to the lower ribs and feel like an accordion opening up as the breath enters. And then as you exhale, feel the ribs start to contract a little together and then the belly subside. So keep breathing like that a few times. Breathe into the lower ribs and the belly. And then sink as you exhale. Feel everything in the back body sink down towards that little bolster. Breathing in. And breathing out, relaxing down, letting the body get limp on the exhale. And a couple more like that. And last one. Now take your arms and widen them out so that they're in a T formation. Notice the different stretch you're getting in your shoulders now. So if this is too much stress or feel like too much pull on your shoulders, then you bring your arms down a little bit. So you're finding that range of motion for your body, because we're all different, where you're feeling a gentle stretch in the chest and in the front of the shoulders, but nothing that you can't keep this nice slow breathing. So now as we have our arms opened a little more, I want you to think about there's a belt, a yoga belt, all the way around from the lower back, all the way around to the belly. And it's pulled tight. And now as you inhale, I want you to breathe into that belt all the way around. So I want you to feel the breath going front to back and side to side and just filling out that circle. So let's try this. Think about 360 degrees you're breathing around your torso. So inhaling. And exhaling. So breathing in front to back, side to side, and then really making it a nice round breath. And then let the shoulders get heavy as you exhale. Let the back body sink. And let's stay here and breathe a little bit longer. Now, wherever you're feeling that pull, that stretch, I want you to keep your eyes closed and put your mind's eye right on that tight spot. So think about that. Bring your awareness there. For me, it's right here. So I'm going to inhale, but I'm directing the breath right into that front of my left shoulder. Wherever it is for you, you direct it there. So breathing in. And as you exhale, that really special spot that's tight for you, let it get heavy and start to melt towards the floor. Breathing into the tightness, all the way around the body, but the mind is here, or wherever your tight spot is. And letting go and relax and soften. A couple more here. And last one, deep breath. And letting everything go in that exhale. Good job. Now, your arms are either out wide or to your side, So if they're out wide like me, I want you to bring your hands to your shoulders and scoot your elbows towards your body and then unfold your arms. I want you to hold your tummy in. Think about you have a zipper way down low on your abdomen, right by your pubic bone, and you're going to draw your navel in and zip the zipper up. You're going to do that before we get off the bolster. We want to support our back with our core before we start moving around. So that's a good tip for everyday life. If you're bending, picking up something, make sure you've got your zipper zipped up. That will help your back. Now roll off to one side. Use the top arm to press yourself up. So let's remove our little props that we've created. Set them aside. Keep your block handy. We're going to do some movements. First, we're going to do something called the butterfly to give a little more movement and opening to our chest and our rib cage. So for this one, I want you to have something under your head. So I'm going to use my little blanket I created. And I'm going to have my block under my knees. So notice I'm lining my feet, my ankles, and my knees up with the long edge of the mat. And then I'm going to bring my body down and place my head on this little pillow. So when you're laying on the floor, sideline, you don't want your head down like this, nor do you want it up like this. So just that thing we were talking about. You want to think about your head as being an extension of the spine, of the neck. So you want it straight out. So take this block, or a pillow, or a towel rolled up, and put it between your lower thighs, right above your knees. I don't want your knees to move on this. Maybe very little, but try to keep that block there. Now I want you to pull your tummy in and zip up that core, and bring your top hand on top of the bottom hand. Now watch me. I'm going to inhale and bend the elbow and bring my hand to my shoulder. And then I'm going to exhale and twist my top elbow towards the floor. And then I'm going to inhale, bring my elbow back up. And then I'm going to exhale, slide that hand till it's palm on palm. Again, inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, twisting the elbow towards the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. And then inhale, bringing the elbow back up. And then exhale, sliding the arm to straight. And we'll do it a few more times. Inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, twisting. Feel the rib cage twist open. And then inhale, bring the elbow back up. And then exhale, slide that hand till the arm is straight. And one more time. Inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, twist. And inhale, elbow comes up, and then exhale down. Now, you can stay with that if that felt like that was enough for your shoulder, but we can kick it up a notch. Another variation of this. So I want you to pull your navel in and keep that zipper up. Now we're going to use the arm straight. We're not going to bend the elbow. So we're going to inhale. We're going to do the breath a little different too. We're going to inhale, opening, 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 hand, arm comes towards the floor. And then the exhale, we're bringing it back to the start position. Keep your navel engaged. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, opening, opening, opening. The goal is not to touch the floor. The goal is to feel an appropriate stretch in that top arm, that chest that you're stretching. So inhale, we open, feel the nice twist, and exhale, we fold. Do that a few more times. Inhale, we open, match the movement with the breath, and exhale, we fold. Good. It's good for our backs, it's good for our shoulders. Again, opening. And this is reversing all of that bad slumpy posture that we live in. So this is a good one. It should feel really nice and good. And the last time, now this time I just wanted you to notice as you inhale and open the arm, is your arm a tad closer to the floor? Just noticing. And then bringing the palm on palm. Good job. Let's take this block out. While we're in this position, let's work on our hip a little bit. So I want you to bring your navel in and up, hold that tight. The hands, any way that's comfortable for you. I'm going to keep this bottom arm straight. The top arm, maybe I'll just keep it long so you're kind of reaching for the wall in front of you with a thumb up. That's kind of nice because it gives a stretch to your upper trapezius, so try that. Now what we're going to do, first of all, we're just going to inhale and bring our thigh and leg up. Now notice, my heel is not higher than my knee, nor is my knee higher than my heel. I'm in a straight line, and then I bring it down. So inhale, lift up, press down with this bottom thigh, and exhale, bring it down. Keep reaching forward. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Keep your navel in. Inhale, lift. So you should feel it on the side of the hip, glute medius, balance muscle, one of the side glutes that really are important in balance. And we'll do a few more. I'm not going to do too many of these because if you're new to this movement, you might be sore here tomorrow. But if you are, then this is something that we really need to incorporate in your daily practice or when you do your practice, because it just means that your glute medius, one of your balance muscles, is pretty weak. And one more time, hold it up there if you can. If you cramp, you're done, but if you can, just hold it up there and notice where you're feeling the burn, for lack of other word, right here. One more breath. And then exhale, bring that knee down and draw your knee in and pat out that top gluteal area. Now we're going to go to the other side. So how do we get up? We take the top arm and place it right in front of our chest. We inhale, and then we exhale and we bring ourselves up. Let's go to the other side. So today's practice is about mobility and just kind of reversing all the sitting we do. And everything that we do, whether it be cooking, driving, gardening, everything. Think about it, your palms are face down, especially keying and the phone. So we're trying to open up our chest, in other words. Now we'll go to the other side. So take your block and take your little rolled up pillow. Line your ankles and knees up with the long edge of your mat, and then lower your body down and place your head on your little prop. Okie dokie, bottom arm is straight out. Now another thing I didn't say on the other side. So look at this bottom arm. Don't let the thumb be way down here, and don't let the thumb be way up here. Try to think about the top of the thumb joint being in a line with the top of the shoulder. I studied with a kinesiologist for 9 months, and she was very, 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 very into alignment. And this is one of her cueing. So top of the thumb, top of the shoulder. Let's place that block in between our thighs to keep. What happens if we don't have this block here and we start to rotate, the top knee is going to go back. And then the twist is not so much in the middle back where we're trying to get it, it gets more into the lower back. So we're going to put this block here just to keep the twist in that upper back where we start to round as we have that slump posture. Now pull your navel in and up, palm on top of palm. So the first variation is inhale, hand to the shoulder, and then exhale, twisting the elbow towards the floor. Inhaling the elbow straight up, and then exhaling, sliding the hand on the arm till the palms are on top of one another. And again, keep your core up. Inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, twisting. Notice the rib cage is twisting. And then inhale, bringing the elbow back up. And then exhale, palm on palm. Inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, twist. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Inhale, back up, and exhale to the start. Couple more with the bent arm. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, hand to the shoulder. Exhale, keep your zipper up and twist. Inhale, back up, and exhale down. Now, if that was enough for your shoulder, you stay with the bent elbow version. If you want it a little bit more, you're going to keep the arms straight. Spread your fingers wide. Keep your zipper up. As you inhale, open the top arm up and come all the way to wherever it says it wants to go. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, we open. We expand. And then exhale, we fold. This is really good to link this movement with the breath. That's what yoga is all about. And what that does is to wonderful, miraculous things to our nervous system. It slows us down. Couple more. And inhale, you open. Maybe you look at the hand if the neck says that's okay. And if the neck is a little cranky today, you don't even have to move your head. You can just open the arms. So you pick whatever feels best to you. And we'll do one more time. It's about the same as the other side. Inhale, you open and twist your rib cage. And exhale, you fold. Good job. Take the block out. Place it aside. Now remember this one, what we're going to do is we're going to take the top arm with the thumb up. That's real important. When the thumb is down, your shoulder rolls in, and we're trying to get away from that. So thumb up. Feel the difference. Rotate that thumb up and feel the shoulder open. Zip up your core. Kind of just reach for whatever's in front of you and feel the neck start to open. That's a good thing. So now zip up your core. As you inhale, you're lifting this top leg up. Remember, knee and ankle are in the same plane. And then exhale, you're lowering. Feel it right here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Nice slow movement with the breath. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. It's really, really helpful to do this in front of a mirror, and you can really feel that. We call it a kinesthetic knowledge, that felt knowledge of what it feels like to do this in good alignment. Everything's so much alignment oriented in the yoga therapy world. We want to get body back to good alignment. That's when body feels the best and doesn't have so many aches and pains. Yeah, we'll do it one more time. If you're burning by now, you can stop. So now just hold it up here and breathe. Reach for whatever's in front of you with that top arm. Feel the burn in that side of that top hip. Zipper is still up. And then bring everything down. Take that top knee and bring it in and tap it out. Now we work the side of the glute. Now let's work the back of the glute maximus. So once again, we're going to use our block. So I want you to lie on your back. Now before we do, I want you to watch me. So one of the things that's really super important about doing, this is called Setubandha, Setubandhasana, bridge pose. What's really important is that when you lift your hips up, that your feet are not turned out. That can put a lot of strain on your SI joint and cause pain in the low back even. So really important is that your feet are pointed straight ahead, toes straight ahead. If this is an issue with you and you have sciatica, please do this. Put a block or something to keep your feet in a straight line. Excuse me. Let's come on our backs. So if you have two blocks, place one between your feet like I just showed you and one between your knees. Now, just by squeezing this block, we start to activate our inner thigh muscles. Your inner thigh muscles start to come up into the core. So by squeezing the block, you're starting to activate your pelvic floor. So now what I want you to do is bring your arms to your side, palms are down. Get your arms really close to the side. And then bend your elbows, have your thumbs pointing up, and bring your elbows, backs of the arms are on the floor, fingers are pointing up, palms are towards one another. Now what I want you to do is push into the big toe mound and then draw your outer ankles in a little bit. push into the feet. Gently squeeze the block and press into the backs of the arms. Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to push into the feet. Pull your tummy in a lot and lift up, but lift up with the tailbone. Come all the way up and then slide your head back so that you're stretching out your neck. So your chin is tucked here. Press into the big toe mounds, draw the outer ankles in, squeeze your block, and pull the navel in and up and point the tailbone to the heels. Press into the backs of the arms and keep that chin tucked and breathe. Deep breath. Exhale, zip it up a little more and draw that tailbone towards your heels. So we're working the back body here. We're strengthening glute maximus, we're strengthening hamstrings. Now if your hamstrings start to cramp, you're going to come down. And just take a break, maybe bend and straighten the knee, and then rejoin us. So come up. Push into the backs of the arms. You can always pause the video and restart it. And breathe. Push into the backs of the arms. Slide that head up so that you feel your chin is tucked. Point the tailbone towards the heels. Don't forget to press into the big toe mound and draw the outer ankles in. And really feel the work in the legs. Feel the works in the glutes. Imagine you have a pencil between your gluteus, between your buttocks, and you're holding it there, you're squeezing it there. Couple more breaths. We're going to stay up here just a little bit longer. One more. And then slowly as you exhale, very slowly start to come down on your vertebra of your spine. First the upper back. Take your time. Go down to the middle back, lift your heels, and now keep going all the way down. Lifting the heels allows you to get into the lower back a little bit better. And then you're going to take your block out, and you're going to draw your knees in towards your chest. Hold either on your chins or underneath on your backs of the thighs, not on the knees. And then rock, circle, whatever feels good to your back. Okay, so we've worked our side glutes, we've worked our big glutes. I'm going to start working our core now a little bit. Let me get a drink of water. Okie dokie. Nothing. Now, when you lay on the floor without anything under your head, if your chin is poking way up here, you need to have something under your head. So maybe take your little blanket that you've made, unroll it a few times, lay back until you feel like your chin and your forehead are pretty much on the same plane, meaning they're level. Okie dokie. Now bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Palms face up, feel the shoulders open. Now, as you inhale, I want you to breathe into the belly and let your pelvis rock forward. You can even bring your hands to your frontal hip points, your frontal hip bones. And then your exhale, pull the tummy in and gently press your lower back flat. Let's place our hands on our hip bones. This is your ASIS hip bone, right here in front. As you inhale, breathe into the belly, let those frontal hip points tip forward, make a big arch in your back. And then as you exhale, pull the tummy in and press the lower back to the mat. So you're just rocking the pelvis forward on the inhale, and then contracting the core and rocking the pelvis back on the exhale. Pelvic tilting. Good for low back pain, just brings movement into the lower vertebra of the spine. And starts to give circulation. When we don't move and do anything, your body stiffens up. So your body is just yearning for movement. So this is really good for your low back. So what we're doing here, as you press your lower back into the mat, your pelvis is in a posterior tilt. As you inhale and let the pelvis rock forward, your pelvis goes forward. It's in an anterior tilt. Now what I want you to do now is find right in the middle. So your back's not flat, nor is it really arched. It's right in the middle. And once you find that middle ground, you could probably put half of your hand under there. If you can put your whole hand under there, you're too much arched. So come back till you find that middle ground. Once you find it, I want you to pull your navel in and zip it up, and then your frontal hip points, imagine there's a magnet drawing them towards one another. So we find our neutral pelvis, then we lock it in with our core. So now what I want you to do is keep your palms face up, keep the core contained, keep a neutral pelvis. I want you to bring your left thigh up. I want you to bend your knee and flex your foot. Keep the neutral pelvis. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, don't move your pelvis and just bring that left heel to the floor, hinging at the hip. So it's none of this business. It's hinging at your hip. Put your hand right where the hip and the torso meet, that crease. That's where you're going to feel it. Okay? So let's start over. You're going to keep the right foot on the floor. Inhale. And as you exhale, really slowly, bring your left heel to the floor. And then inhale, bring it up. Nice and slow. Keep that core contained. Inhale, left heel down. And bring it up as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, left heel touches. And exhale, bring it up. Now let's do the other side. We're just warming it up here. So if you need to, rock your pelvis, draw your knees in, whatever you need to do. And now let's come back and find that neutral pelvis. You'll get used to this. Once you learn how to find the extremes and then you find that middle ground, your body will just come into it naturally. After a few weeks, maybe a month, your body will relearn what it needs to do. We need to live our life in a neutral pelvis. And most of us have either too much anterior tilt or posterior tilt. So we need to learn this. Let's go to the right leg. So now palms are face up. I want you to inhale, take a breath in, and as you exhale, let's bring your left thigh, bend the knee and bring it towards your torso. And then inhale, bring the heel down, hinging at the hip. Keep neutral pelvis. Zipper it up and draw those frontal hip points towards one another. Inhale, thigh up. Exhale, heel tap. And one more time, just to get a little bit of motion going on there. And then keep this right foot to the floor. Now, if that was enough for you, just doing one at a time, you can stay with that, but I want you to alternate. Let's try that. Take a breath. And the exhale, bring your left thigh up. And inhale, bring the heel down. And then we're like marching. Now the right side. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. So your pelvis is completely still. We are just moving our hip. So you're marching. If that's what feels just so appropriate to you for you today, I want you to stay with that. The next variation is palms up. Keep that neutral pelvis. Keep your chest open. And bring your left thigh up and then bring your right thigh up. Keep neutral pelvis. So pick whatever variation you're in. Take an inhale and bring your left heel down. And exhale, bring it up. Right side. Inhale, right heel down. And exhale, bring it up. Inhale, left. And exhale, bringing it up. And inhale, right. And exhale, bringing it up. Now bring your feet down. So lift your hips up into a little baby bridge to relieve your back. And then lower it down. So now we're going to put sound to this. What this does is, I want you to take an inhale and make this sound. Shh. Bring your hands to your side of your waist. Do it again. Inhale. Shh. Make a forceful exhale. Shh. A forced exhale starts to get the oblique, the side core muscles to contract. So when we bring our foot, when we bring our knee back in, we're going to go shh to really give more core work. So palms up, deep breath in. So even if you're doing this alternating leg, if that's the variation you're choosing today, you're going to take a breath in and exhale, shh, and inhale it down. So the shh is on when the knee comes in. So let's bring our thighs up if that's what you're doing. Contain your core, zipper up, drawstring or magnet, ASIS drawn together. Take an inhale and bring your left heel down. And then shh. Take an inhale, bring your right heel down. And shh. Left. Shh. And right. Shh. Left. Shh. And right. Shh. Then bring both feet down. Lift up into just a little bit of a bridge. And I want you to pull up your navel in and up, and then think about your tailbone drawing towards your heels. So you're not way up in a big bridge, you're just in a little bitty bridge, but this stretches out your back. And then bring your hips down. Good job. That was a lot of core work. It was a very gentle core, but if you did it right with a neutral pelvis, you felt that. And that's a good thing. Now we're going to work on our oblique muscles a little bit more. So I want you to roll to one side, top hand right by the shoulders, and press up. Now this one we're going to work on. We're not going to do too much more today. I just wanted to have a nice, gentle core workout, do a little for our shoulders, and just have a nice one that we can do and really get some results from. Okay, lie back. Take your block with you. I think I'm going to go this way so that you can see what I'm doing better. Block between our thighs. Palms open, arms in a T. Find your neutral pelvis to start. Gently tuck your chin and draw the head up a little bit so that you feel a long neck. Flex your feet, please. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's twist our knees towards our right. And exhale, bring them up. Inhale, twisting towards the left. Keep the right shoulder down. And exhale, bringing them up. Inhale, right, keep the left shoulder down. Only come as far as you can go with the left shoulder down and bring them up on the exhale. And then to the right. And bring it up. Now let's put that sound with it. Inhale to the right. Exhale, shh, to center. Inhale to the left. Keep going, inhaling right. Shh. Inhaling, going left. Shh. Keep going, inhaling right. Shh. And inhaling left. Shh. One more time. Good job. Take your block out, bring your feet to the floor. Your choice, what feels best to you? Drawing your knees in, circling, pumping knees in and out, or lifting up to a baby bridge and zipping it up and drawing your tailbone to your heels. Either one, depending on your back, one is going to feel better than the other, so you pick. Good job, guys. And let's come up. All right. So I hope that was good. I hope you felt your core. You probably will feel this today or tomorrow. So after we do a real, like I say, it was gentle, but it's an intense workout because we're really focused on correct engagement of our muscles, and that's when you get the really good benefits. let us do one more thing for our core, and then we're going to call it quits. So I want you to come onto your hands and knees. Before we do plank, we're going to do just a variation of plank today. Let's do cat and cow. So bring your hands to the mat. Have your index fingers pointing straight ahead. If your index are rolling inwards, guess what just happened? Your shoulder just rolled inward. So we want the index straight. We want to rotate the eye of the elbow forward, and you can feel that upper arm joint rotate out, and that's what we want. It's called external rotation. Knees under the hips. So what we want you to do first is gently just pull back on the hands. Lift your head, lift your tailbone, gently look up. Tops of the feet on the floor. And then exhale. Tuck the chin, round the back, pull the tummy in. Really tuck the chin. And inhale into this nice cow. This is a cow. And then you come into the cat. Now let's do it really slow. So as you inhale, start to look up very slow. Feel the neck start to arch up. Then can you feel the middle back start to sink down, sink down, sink down. Have the tail start to lift. As you exhale, think about your tailbone tucking under, your belly's drawing in. You're feeling the lower back starting to get a rounding, and then the middle back, and then finally really tuck the chin. And keep that really fluid cat and cow, getting all the vertebrae to move. Remember, motion is lotion. Good job. And then let's get ready for our plank pose. So plank pose, you can either strengthen or strain your shoulders in it. So it depends on the placement of the hands and on the engagement of the muscles around the rotator cuff. So remember, shoulder width, maybe the hands are maybe a little bit forward from being over the shoulders. You want your index straight ahead, your fingers are spread wide, you're pressing into the knuckles, and then you're feeling this eye of the elbow forward. So let's try that. Come onto hands and knees. Get the hands engaged. Find your neutral pelvis so you're not arched and you're not tucked. You're right in the middle, but you've got your core engaged. Your zipper's on and your frontal hip points are drawing towards one another. Now before we come into plank, I want you to think about your breastbone. Your breastbone. You're pushing or lifting it away from the floor. So let's try that. Core's engaged. Neutral pelvis. Lift your breastbone away from the floor. Feel how that widens the shoulder blades. I want you to keep the gaze straight down. Bring your left foot back, curl the toe under. And then the right. And keep pushing the breastbone away from the floor. Breathing. And don't have your bottom way up. You're not trying to be in a nice straight line. So I'm not looking straight down. I'm looking at the top of my mat. My core is contained, my zipper, my frontal hip points are drawing together. I'm pushing the floor away, creating a lot of strength in my whole body. Couple more breaths. And then come down. Come to your child's pose, hips to heels. And breathe. Press your hands into the mat. Push the hands forward without moving them. Draw your navel in and up and draw your tailbone back. And breathe, deep breaths. Soften the heartbeat with the breath. Maybe your heart rate came up. Use your slow breathing to calm it. And now as you inhale, I want you to take your hands, walk them to the right till you feel a big stretch on the left side of your body. Push the hands forward and then lean on that left hip and feel the whole stretch on the left side of the body. Keep your navel in and up to protect your lower back. So you want to keep that core contained, and you're just looking down. So press the hands forward without moving anything. Pull the left hip back. And breathe, deep breaths. Wherever that tight spot is, breathe into it. And then try to soften as you exhale. One more breath. And now walking hands back to center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to walk towards the left. Once you feel like I've found my end range, I'm going to push my hands forward and then gently lean off onto that right hip. Then I'm going to just look down, breathing in and softening. So wherever you're feeling the stretch, direct the breath there. So instead of pulling forward on the hands, you can draw back on the hands. So you see which one feels better to you. Couple more breaths here. This is also a muscle group, the whole side of your body that gets tight with that slump posture. Now walking hands back to center, coming onto the back, drawing your knees into your chest, holding onto your calves, opening. So I'm going to go this way so you can see it better. Happy baby pose. So notice I've got my hands, you can have them up here on your calves or your ankles. I've got my elbows and I'm opening up my hips, and then I'm going to rock side to side. You should feel an opening in the inner thigh and the groin area. And just rock side to side. If you can reach all the ways to the sides of the feet. But to me right now, I feel like this is nice and opening. I can keep my elbows inside of my knees and open my groin. Let's just stay here and breathe a couple breaths. And then lower the legs, one foot at a time to the mat. And there's one other thing I want to stretch out before we end. And it's at the front of the hip. So get a little towel again, roll it up, put it under your head, and this will be our last posture. Lay on your side. Your bottom leg is in a 90-degree angle for support. The top leg, you're going to lift it up, bend the knee, and then grasp the ankle. And then bring your knee down towards the other knee as best you can. Now, if you can't reach here, you can use a strap to loop it around your foot and draw it in. As soon as your leg goes behind you, I want you to zip up your core and point your tailbone down. This top shoulder, don't let it roll forward. Bring it back. So feel the shoulder blade come on your back. Zip up your core. Inhaling. And exhaling. So you're drawing your top heel towards your buttock. And you should feel a stretch right here. So if you're feeling a pull on your knee, come out of it a little bit. So you don't want to feel too much. You don't want to feel a big pull on the knee. You want to feel it right in the middle of the thigh. So we're opening up our front of our leg, our hip. Secret is keep your navel in and up. As you drive that top foot back a little bit, if you want more stretch, you don't have to, but that's how you do it if you want to. But the secret is zipper it up and point the tailbone down. If we don't have our core engaged with this, your lower back doesn't have support and it will crunch, it will overarch, and it could be painful. So you want to eliminate that by keeping the core active. Your core supports your lower back. And just breathe. We'll stay here a couple more breaths. Good. Straighten the leg. Maybe bend and straighten the knee a few times. And now let's go to the other side. Flip it. Roll on over. You take a sip of water. And now we'll go on the other side. So find that support under your head, have the bottom arm straight out so that the top of the thumb is at the top of the shoulder. Before you bring your leg back, pull your navel in and zip it up and feel like your tailbone is heavy, so you're bringing your pelvis into that posterior tilt before you lift your leg. And now you bend your knee. If you're clear up here, you're super tight, but that's okay. We start where we start. But if you can, bring your knee towards the other thigh. Flex the back foot, flex it into your hand, and just breathe. So to get more stretch, you zip up the core a little bit more and point that tailbone down, and notice how you feel that wowza right here. Reason being, because in doing that, we're contracting the back of this hip, which allows the front of it to let go and relax. And breathe. If you want more, you start to drive this back foot towards whatever's behind you. But don't let the lower back arch. Keep that zipper in. And notice where you're feeling the stretch. Not in the knee. If you're in the knee, you come out of it. A lot of people have really tight hips, so we need to strengthen glutes. We need to strengthen core especially. Open the front body, the chest, strengthen the back. We didn't get into the back body too much today, but that's okay. We did our bridge pose, and that does a lot for correcting posture. So we did do the back body today. I take that back. Let's stay here about 10 more seconds. Long, slow breathing. Remember, the exhales when the body relaxes. That's why we ask you to make it a long breath out. Plus, it keeps your nervous system nice and relaxed. So now, let's straighten the top leg. And then bend the knee. And do that a couple times. And let's roll onto our backs. Your choice. Whatever you want to do for Shavasana. You can do kind of the opposite of what we did starting class. You can just roll up something or use a pillow. Place it under the knees. And then lay back. Remember, something under the head too, if when you lay, your chin is way up. I like to take my hands by my ears, lift my head up, and rotate so the chin is down a little bit. And then I bring my arms out. So just come into this posture, whatever you're at. Let the legs flail out. Your toes can do what they want to do, the lower body. And just connect with your breath. Deep breathing, inhaling, and exhaling, letting go. The inhale, breathe into that 360-degree torso all the way around, even into the back. And then let the front body feel like it's melting on the back body, so you're sinking. Nice slow breathing. Now, the next inhale that you do, I want you to breathe into your lower back. So instead of having the belly rise forward, see if you can breathe into the lower back so that the breath goes into the lower back and kind of presses it down. And then soften everything on the exhale. Breathe into the lower back and then bring the breath up the spine a little bit. So it's mid-back, lower back, mid-back. And then sink as you exhale. Just notice the different ways to breathe. Deep breaths. Breathing into the back body really relaxes you. Couple more breaths. And now, before we end class, I want you to bring your awareness to your hands, the palms of your hands. Do you feel anything there? Do you feel a glow or a tingle? No right or wrong answer, just notice. Bring your awareness all the way up your arms to your shoulders. Do you feel anything there? What about in your chest? What about in your core and your lower back? Bring awareness down into your hips. What do you feel? Down into the thighs, into the lower legs, and finally into the soles of the feet. What do you feel there? So now start to deepen the breath. Turn your head side to side, nice and slow. Bring your arms to your side and raise them above your shoulders, and then just circle your wrists a few times. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Mama. My kitty just came in and said hi. And now bend your knees. Roll to one side. And let's just stay here for a couple breaths. So remember, don't let your head be hanging. I've got a block handy, so I'm going to put my head under there. And just breathe for a couple breaths. And you're going to take your top arm, press yourself up. Come to a seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. Pat yourself on the back, because that was a great job. And bring your hands to your heart in Namaste Mudra. And I thank you for joining me today. I will post when I can, so I hope to see you soon. Thank you, and have a good day. Namaste. See you next time.